Hey folks, my name is Pravus. Welcome to more Age of Wonders 4. A new DLC has released, and it is called The Giant Kings. And like many of the DLCs that came before, it contains oodles of new content that I'm looking forward to jumping into, including new Giant King rulers, as you can see from this handsome fellow here. Actually, there are several types of new giants that we can choose from, each having a different elemental base. We have the Storm Giants, the Rock Giants, the Fire Giants, and the Frost Giants, each of which prefers a particular type of terrain, and in fact likes to terraform the surrounding terrain to be more to their liking. Plus, you get some additional abilities and resources, and you can start crafting artifacts right from the beginning of the game. For this particular game, I want to play Underground, so it just makes sense to play around with some industrious dwarves, and I'll give them a rock giant to stick with the theme. As far as societal traits, I don't know, I guess Wonder Architects and Keepers of Knowledge could be kind of fun. We're gonna take all the really ancient treasures and keep them for ourselves. No one else can have them. And of course, there are a number of different ways that we could decorate our buddy here. But of course, I have to go with the many-faced rock. I mean, that's just unique. This shall be our tallest one, Geordie of the Stone Brethren. He has no last name, he needs no last name. He's kind of like Cher. Let's go ahead and start up a new game. Now, there are some new realms introduced with this DLC, the Vestiges of Mérida, which are all giant themed, apparently having some special stories and sometimes a special unique win condition. That sounds like fun. Let's give it a go. And here we go. Now, the reason I wanted to play Underground is there is apparently a couple of new tomes, one of which is all about creating a giant underground dungeon. Sounds exciting to me. Hopefully we will have an opportunity to show that off. Hello, an ancient wonder nearby. That's gonna be useful. And what is this? A special ability with our scouts? If we have mountains or stalagmites nearby, we can prospect certain provinces, getting extra production gold or even hero items. Well, that's cool. Hey, we already found a hero item, the Wand of the Rising Undead. I wasn't planning on going for a deep shadow run, but hey, sure, why not? Undead are fun. And again, because we do start off with the item forge, we'd be able to start breaking these items apart if I wanted to, and immediately start getting some essence. But we'll come back to that later. Let's go ahead and test out our new giant. I want to see what he can smash. Ooh, he is a big boy, isn't he? Compared to the rest of these puny dwarves, no wonder they worship him. He is the tallest of them all. So what kind of special abilities do we have? We've got swiping melee strikes, so we do a lot of damage in a cone, makes sense. And we can throw a rock at people. I like that. Nice, and it slows them down too, even better. Yeah, I think this is gonna do nicely for me. Throw a rock, boom! They go squish. Is he as powerful or as fun as, you know, say a dragon? I don't know about that, but he seems pretty good. Now we have managed to level up Geordie over here. Do we have special? We do. We have special talents just for the giants. Looks like we can upgrade our boulder to make it even better, or we can start boosting up our ability to disenchant and activate various runes, which will make us a lot more powerful. Or we could summon an animated sword, and maybe eventually an animated shield and stuff. So we really are leaning heavily on the elementalist aspect of a giant. That's interesting. Well, I like a lot of these. It's hard to say no to summoning a unit early on, though. That's very powerful, so I'll stick with that. Already found a free city not far to our north, more of our dwarven brethren. Since we do have a slight shadow focus with our affinity, we should actually be able to do some good stuff as far as cooperation. And something I really want to try out is this new spell just for the giants. Summon a rune spell, in this case a rock version, which is going to terraform the surrounding terrain. In our case, it's going to turn all terrain into mountains or stalagmites. That's relevant for us for a few different reasons. If I go take a look at this guy, as a rock giant king, all stalagmite provinces give extra production for us. So we can become production kings. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure this does stack up with the ability of our scouts to prospect areas, turn everything into stalagmites. We're literally creating free treasure. So let's see, where would I want to place this? I think that this has a 2-region range to it. So if I place, let's say, here, I think we can reach all of these other surrounding areas and create lots of stalagmites. Seems okay to me. Yeah, there it is. Okay, cool. Ooh, it's got little giant graphics to it too. That's nifty. Oh, looks like we met another one of the giants. Of course, why wouldn't I end up on a map with nothing but giants around? It's not even a special giant. It's a fellow rock giant. Look, all I'm saying is I crave a little diversity. Is that so wrong? And sure enough, by the way, creating the stalagmites over here did create a new prospecting location. Oh, that's funny. Let's not forget that as we are in the underground, we should start clearing out some of this clearable earth. You never know when you're gonna find some treasure or monsters that you can kill for extra XP. Now, I do love going down the Materium Affinity when I can. There's some good stuff to get here, not only saving you a lot of gold, which really matters in the early game, but also things like mines giving extra mana. I mean, that's pretty good. Now, what have I found over here? Frozen wastes underground with infestations? You know, I was wondering what all this blue stuff was. It's apparently ice. Might be worth trying to get a city down here in this ice, to be honest, and then we'll melt it and turn it into proper stalagmites. So, let's finally exit the underground and step into the sunlight. Oh, hello! These people are tall, kind of like our tallists. You know, it's occurring to me, I didn't really intend to sound a lot like Invader Zim when I made him the tallest one, but, you know, it's a coincidence I'm not unhappy about. Now, one thing I would be very excited to find in this map, there are supposed to be some special customized, very cool regions that you can find and claim nowadays, including something specifically for the giants. Not seeing it yet, though, but maybe we will. Oh, wait, there it is right there. Frick me, that's it. Hello? I think that's the Crystalline City. That's a place I need to go. Like, what is all this up here? Sure looks kind of cool. Some sort of special marauder guard of bone dragons in these weird towers or plinths? What is this? Ooh, here we go. Okay, so I just entered into that weird place. The Colonnade Garden? Our troops are startled by a thundering voice. May you enter in peace! The horned god emerges. Draconic brood, ever envious of the giants' work, have intruded in this garden. Cull them, root out the weed before they can spread. Destroy all of these dragons? Huh. Okay, we got a special quest line. Whoa, what is this? Oh, it's terrifying. A floating formation of stone faces. Sial God welcomes you, brother. Yeah, I guess we are. I do see the family resemblance, you know, now that you mention it. Our wisdom can guide you to erudition. Apparently we are lore keepers of sorts. The eternal sages invite them to the crystal dwelling. That's the special zone I've been looking for. So I'm gonna offer my aid to the eternal sages because I would like a quest for knowledge. What does that lead to? We predicted your interest in helping us. I mean, it's kind of hard to ignore you. I'm definitely interested. So it looks like these guys are going to be a special faction and we can ask them for quests, even more challenging quests, in order to gain allegiance. And that is going to help me build up a special pact. If we were to give them our knowledge, though, we could go ahead and just gain this allegiance right away, which seems pretty good. Unlock the purchase of special items, or they could reveal some special locations for us. A fated region. Yeah, those new custom regions I was telling you about. Would cost me a pretty good chunk of mana, though. I'm okay with losing some knowledge for now. That's all right. So that then reveals the special city right here. Ooh, nice crystalline structure. And we have a long way to go before we'll be able to get a proper pact with these guys. Right now we're at stone. We want to get to a crystal pact and even the eternal pact. What do they have here as far as like special trades? Some of these items look good. A crystal runner, a crystalline horse? Well, that's cool. A special crystal unit that can link to our other units and take damage for them. The Gold Seeker's pickaxe, the Titan's great bow, shatter blades. Dude, this is cool. Or we could even just buy a scroll that gives me affinity across the board. Huh. Yeah, this is neat. This reminds me a lot of the eldritch creatures that were introduced in a previous DLC, but they seem to have expanded on the concept in a pretty cool way. Whoa! And I found something else cool. Holy crud! Wait a minute. That's a gigantic dead dragon! It's a landmark. Region-sized locations that have economic effects for all adjacent provinces. Ooh, me want. What does this one do? All adjacent provinces get extra gold and ancient draconic frenzy enchantments. Plus, the recruitment of tier 4 and 5 dragons once I have a large enough city. Oh, we gotta expand here. Now see, this is something I really like. You know, as you explore more of the world, some truly wondrous locations seems appropriate for Age of Wonders. I'm glad they added this. I really am. I think that's neat. And here's something else that is new. We have merchants that are traveling throughout the world. I just met a trainer ogre with a training camp nearby. Inspect the training camp to find out what is going to happen. There it is. For 15 more turns, this guy is going to stick around. Oh, well, this is a very different UI screen. Okay, hang on. Mage, Ranger, Intensive, Governance, Freezing Blast, Enhanced Vigor. Huh, we can spend money to instantly improve my heroes. Well, I'm not gonna change my other characters into like Rangers or Mages or anything. I don't see any reason to do that. Instantly gain a skill point? Huh. Gain Renown? Well, let's get some intensive training and put it on, well, let's just say my hero. All right, my primary hero. So now you get to level up. Oh, that is neat. Yeah, I think there's a lot to like about this particular update. This seems pretty cool. Now, we do have some tier 2 tomes. Is one of the new ones going to be our dungeons? Yes, the Tome of the Dungeon Depths. Fill the dungeons with structures to enrich myself and protect it with eternal clay soldiers and traps. Ooh. So we can start getting special forges, clay arbalists, clay chargers, and defenders. Underground vaults, which apparently are going to get me more binding essence per turn. Fortifications, city stability, a new enchantment, which makes us move a lot faster in the caves, so we're very fast underground. Yeah, this seems pretty darn solid. I'm taking this. So what does a Dungeoneering Conclave do? Every turn, a province in the city's domain gains dungeon. Can that stack on top of the stalagmites, or does it overwrite them? Because that actually would be in conflict with my rock giant. Oh well, I've already got a bunch of research outposts, so I might as well go ahead and place one or two of these down here. Anyway, we need to focus up and play the actual game for a moment. I'm starting to get myself some of my tier 3 units, the Bastions. Very strong shield units, and because I did decide that I want to start with special mounts, in my case the Death Beetles, they're actually going to function like super resilient cavalry as well. So this is one of the good things about playing as the Industrious faction. If you do start off with the mount, these are very, very powerful. I'm about to get a massive power spike. Ooh, hold on, I just saw something happen over here. Okay, this province just changed what it looks like. I don't see any evidence that it's lost any of its modifiers if I click on it. Yeah, this is a fungus field, a mushroom forest, stalagmites, and it's a dungeon. So there's 4 modifiers on the single province over here. Well, that doesn't seem half bad. Okay, and the dungeons will just continue to spread. So the more these dungeons spread then, the more gold I'm going to gain from the underground vaults. Plus, the more binding essence I build up. Yeah. All right, I'm starting to see the synergy here. This is going to work for me. Now, I suppose at some point soon, we really should consider trying to get a quest from the Lore Keepers. And it so happens they're actually reaching out to me. Wonderful timing. So we could accept a quest, we could give it more of our research, we could reveal a fated region, which could be pretty fun. I don't know what the difference is between a quest and a challenging quest. Let's go for a regular one to start. And it looks like I get something unique. Forging the Debt Collector. Sure, why not? In ancient times, we called people's phones very aggressively to let them know that they owed on their car payments. And I don't know where I'm going with that. Anyway, point is we have to forge this. What would it take? The Debt Collector is a cestus made with death damage, extra retaliation, and retaliator plus 20%. So to make this, though, we're going to need to have a bunch of things unlocked from, let's say, magical materials, or maybe my tomes of knowledge, right? So if I wanted to make this now, can we do that? No, I don't have death damage. Okay. To get that, I need 2 Archon blood. Okay, so we can't make this right now, but I know what to look for in the map. Now, things have not been going very well with my neighbor Kinla Gem Healer. I happen to know she's up in the overworld right now. Would this be a decent time to sneak attack her capital over here? Mayhaps. I mean, it's certainly not a very nice thing for me to do, but I'm a very opportunistic player, and I can set myself up right on their doorstep, just waiting for a casus belli. There it is. Let's go ahead and declare that justified war. Oh, they had nobody in their city. Okay, 3 more turns until I get a breach. Hopefully that'll be fast enough before their army retreats. I kinda oh, there they are. All right, I kinda have a feeling that maybe, just maybe, they're gonna get here in time to defend. I take it back, maybe they won't. They turned around for some reason. It's because I know I'm so gosh dang powerful, I don't even want to bother protecting their capital. A questionable decision, to be sure. But I suppose, given the overwhelming odds they're currently facing, I don't really blame them that much. There we go, easy enough. Barely even scratched me. So all I need to do is find their ruler, and she'll be dead. Oh, wait, is that her right there? I think it might be. Yeah, she's hiding up over here. I just gotta chase her down. Now, what's a new Tome of Magic at Tier 3 that would be useful? Ooh, the Tome of Geomancy. This one is new. Materium and Astral Affinity. We can get some extra resources in our city depending on the terrain. And we can start turning our race into resonating crystalline entities. Crystal Dwarves, that'll be cool. Not to mention a Tier 6 Battle Mage unit. Oh my. Yes, please. Yeah, I can see this being pretty solid. Let's give it a go. Aha! I have found the leader! Okay, Kinla Gem Healer, you are going down. I'm not even gonna bother leading this assault. I don't think it matters. I'm pretty sure you're just gonna straight out die, and I lost absolutely nothing. So this should be enough to remove you from the game. It is. You poor fool! There can be only one Stone Giant. There can be only one Stone Giant. This should now mean that I'm uncontested in my segment of the Underground, which is good. So we have another merchant arriving. Well, aren't you a lovely fellow? Oh, but this guy actually sells completely different stuff. He doesn't request gold, he likes mana. Reveal a ruler location on the map. Immediately reveal the full world map. Okay. Grant vision on a throne city. Get a whole load of knowledge. It's not a bad deal, to be honest. I have lots of mana crystals. I'm willing to do this. But yeah, I kind of like that this guy is effectively a spy. You can, by the way, attack the shopkeeper. I don't know if you noticed, there's this little button down over here. Attack the shopkeeper. He won't trade with you anymore, because, you know, obviously. I don't know what the rewards are or what the consequences are. And I'm supposed to be a good guy right now. I'm a pure good alignment, so I'm not going to do that. But I am admittedly curious. I don't like that this character, Vesh Faborn, one of my first ever created characters, by the way, in this game, is apparently taking a city I want. Would it be too evil if I just declared a little war? I mean, it's not like we like each other or anything. You're pure evil and I'm pure good. I mean, obviously we're diametrically opposed forces. Yeah, sure, why not? I think we can beat you. And this will be an opportunity to make sure that I snag a city that I covet. And you shall be woefully unprepared, you fool. There, see? Only lost a couple units. Took out your leader, so you're gonna have nobody for a while. And oh, I forgot about this. Let's go ahead and go for our new major race transformation, Astral Materium. Turn all my dwarves into elementals. It's gonna take 7 turns to unlock, but it should be good enough. Maybe I should use some of these fragments and actually craft something new and exciting. There are giant weapons. Here we go. New warhammers. We can have a giant axe with charging strikes or an obelisk and just smash everything around me. That's fun. That said, I really like the swiping melee strikes in a cone that we've been having. You can get some pretty solid DPS with this. And we should have a lot of different abilities for us to unlock and infuse into these weapons. Again, playing as a giant is nice. We have so many materials we can work with, and we start off with this ability. Plus, I don't think I mentioned, one of my giant's special rune abilities over here is to increase the number of infusion points in an item. So we can actually craft much more powerful items much faster. The real trick is just getting enough fragments. So I should be able to create a really powerful tier 4 weapon now, which is going to boost up my strength every time I hit, which I can do 3 times in a turn, plus I can distract and inflict bleeding for even more power. The frost damage is honestly just for cool giggles. It's not really important. Still, I think it's high time for an upgrade, don't you? You know, I don't remember the Underground being quite so big. Did they change something in the settings for these maps? Because, this place is absolutely massive. I mean, it's gotta be as large as the overworld. Maybe it always was, and I've just not been paying attention. It just feels different somehow. That's not a bad thing, honestly. I think that having more viable underground play is a really good thing for the game. Ooh, we found another one of those faded lands here. A giant's grave. Well, that seems thematically appropriate. If we can get souls, we'd be able to start extracting some here, so necromancy play would be very viable around this. All that aside, though, I think it's time to go ahead and begin this grand transformation. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da! Ah, well, what do you know? They got a bunch of crystals just shooting out of their shoulders. That must be incredibly painful. So what happens now? Well, they get extra resistance to damage based on terrain, and they get extra damage based on terrain. I don't know what kind of terrain would give these benefits, but there it is. And they're immune to bleeding. Yeah, I guess they literally have no blood anymore. Honestly, I might as well just turn them all into rock. I think it would have had the same effect. A new quest hath been offered to me by the giant floating tiki heads. Capture golden dragons. 9 units slain. Dragons are not exactly, easy to kill under most circumstances, and this was not a challenging quest. Oh god. I'm actually kind of scared of what the challenging quests might be. Use a litherite capsule. Seal the creature within a crystal ripe for our studies. Huh. Well, I mean, they're right there, I guess. Yeah? Okay. So let's see what we involved in capturing some of these golden dragons. We've got to kill like 9 units, so all of these. I think I actually am only sealing away one of them, and then the rest of the units can just die. Now, under any circumstance, a golden dragon is still scary. All adult dragons are, they're never pushovers. We can just get him separated from the group and burn him down. That would make my life a lot easier. That's right, perfect. That's right. Keep that dragon separate for a moment. Just gotta burn him down aggressively. Just one more shot. There we go. Dragon down. Easy peasy. And once the dragon falls, the rest becomes kind of trivial, doesn't it? Boom. So I assume we automatically make use of the crystal to capture its soul, which we did. The Eternal Sages are quite happy. I get hearty plate for free, which is okay, I guess. Or I could actually just tame the golden dragon for myself. Well, that's pretty fun. Not gonna do that, though. We want to see what happens when we get a lot of allegiance. So let's see. If I can attack and take over this city, we should be able to knock Vesh out of the game. No problem whatsoever, even with an auto combat, which, frankly, is good enough for me. All right, that takes care of that nonsense. So now, I should stop playing around with all the other AIs, and instead focus on what really matters, exploring the new quests and victory conditions. I've got a lot of dragons to slay. Another merchant has appeared by my capital. This one I think sells mounts. Oh, sure enough, nightmare, elephant, vampire, spider, all the way up to a unicorn. Some of these are pretty good. Not as good as anything else I've got. Now, let's go ahead and start dealing with these dragons, of which there are many in a single stack. This is going to be fun. Fortunately, they're not next to a bunch of other groups, so there shouldn't be reinforcements. So as unpleasant as I know this is going to be, it should be a relatively safe battle. We'll just have to keep training up some reinforcements. Or not. That wasn't even that bad. And the Horned God appears to be quite pleased about this. Eat a fruit enough to give my hero a level up. Well, that could be quite good. Or all of my non-leader units get a rank. 17 units get a rank. That's not bad either, to be honest, but it's more fun to level up your hero, even though it's technically probably not the most important thing I could do. Well, and of course, we are going to get attacked by some roaming wyverns and whatever else over here. Shouldn't be that dangerous compared to the dragons we already defeated, right? Yeah, no problem at all. That's just free XP. And actually, apparently that counted toward the draconic creatures that I needed to kill. Well, perfect. So here we get to see a bit more of the story of the giant kings and their relationships with the archons, the dragons, and more. Which leads me to the next quest, slaying a mighty dragon, Kalakator. Sure, I mean, 131 Imperium to kill this level 5 dragon doesn't sound that bad. It's a calamity dragon. Scary. As we near the dragon's lair, Kalakator calls out to you. Do you really trust the words of a giant? Yes, I am a giant. Why would I not? We could betray the Horned God, apparently, and launch a surprise attack, but no, I'm not doing that. Besides, this is a safe battle. It should be easy. See? He's dead, and it cost me nothing. My reward is a cornucopia? Oh, okay. The Giant Forum Special Province Improvements. Production, food. Huh, that's not bad. Now, I could claim a load of Imperium, but inviting those internal sages will be enough to boost up my allegiance to a Crystal Pact level. Yes. I mean, artifacts are hard enough to come by in this game. This is actually a pretty nice reward. So what do I get now that I have a Crystal Pact with these guys? I should get a lot of new stuff. Let's see, some nice skills. Sure, Crystal Crash, Focus, and Enchantment for a Volatile Charge. New types of units. Yeah, a lot of this is pretty good, and a very strong artifact. I mean, I've got lots of mana crystals. Sure, let's go ahead and buy a bunch of things. Now, I could be wrong, but I do believe that once we get certain collections of artifacts, which I assume can only be done once we get to, let's say, the maximum level with the Crystal Dwelling and so on, we should be able to get some sort of a special happening, the Cosmic Conclave or the Last Legion. Yeah, that might be leading to our special victory condition. And for the Last Legion with the Glory of Mirada, I have to assume that there are more regions like the one we just completed that I will be able to get a special quest that I have to complete. For example, over here, These 3 little islands appear to be bound by wards of fate. Until some sort of a conflict is addressed, these cannot be claimed. So there's probably another one of those artifacts somewhere over here. And I'll bet you there's one more spot on the map with the same deal. So this is interesting. So I just had an event called the Toll of Seasons, where some fey creatures called Duatha just appeared near one of my cities and laid siege. I repelled it pretty quickly since I have my forces nearby, but apparently we now have to enter into a special fey realm here in order to defeat them once and for all, or else they'll continue to lay sieges to random cities throughout the world. I don't know if this is another one of the special events of this particular map. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We're gonna have to find out. Well, nobody lives forever. Let's go ahead and jump in and see what happens. No doubt that the Fey Fissure leads to Duatha and the Mistwalkers. We could attack them, which is a very risky fight. We could spend a lot of mana to simply remove the Fey Fissure, or we could retreat. I wonder what kind of reward we would get if we actually did do this. Otherwise, I don't mind spending the mana. It's not like I don't have plenty of it. Yeah, there we go. Just lose a couple of Bastion units. That's not even that bad, honestly. What do we get as a result? We could take the Mouth of Ventroch, which would also unlock the Summerburst Evocation Siege project and advance the Toll of Seasons to another age, or we could transform our hero into the Scourge of Summer, a special mythical unit. I don't know about that one. Or we just get a ton of Binding Essence. I mean, I'll take the Relic. But that Relic we picked up does not count toward one of the special artifacts we need. Okay. They want me to return the Relic that I obtained. If I do, I can direct them to attack another player. If I do not, they will attack me. How much do I value having that Relic, I suppose? I don't give things back once I take it. It's mine. To be fair, by the way, I could totally win the game right now. I already have enough control of the map that I could build the Beacons of Unity and end things. But I want to see what else is going to happen. Yep, here come the Duatha again for my capital this time. Fortunately, Materium is a pretty good counter, apparently. Good lord, I would lose all of my population within 19 turns if I hadn't stopped that. That's scary. And that takes care of that invasion force. No challenge at all, really. We're that strong. That ends the crisis. We get a special spell, apparently. Okay. Turn one of my heroes into the Scourge of Summer. Yeah, I really don't feel like I need to do that, but okay. If I really don't like somebody or he's peeved me off, I'll just turn him into a mythic unit. So is that it? That was it? Okay, cool. Ah, crap. I've only got 20 more rounds before the score victory. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to find the rest of these artifacts in time. It really does depend a little bit. Well, if we do give a bit more research, we could get to the Eternal Pact, which is ultimately what I was looking for. And then now that these guys are at their maximum level, we can trade and get the Litherite Astrolabe, which I assume is the last artifact that I need. It is Cosmic Conclave. You have proven yourself a valuable ally to our cause, Yori. One last favor remains. We seek to reach out to our scattered kin across the astral sea to commune with them. Will we become their medium for a ritual? They will contact me again in 2 turns. We could pretend to agree and disrupt them or decline. I don't know what it means to become your medium, and it scares me a little bit, but I'm game. The secrets of the cosmos have been laid bare before me. All-knowing power is coursing through my body. I gain tons of science, and as the medium, all my affinities give me extra bonuses. Holy crap, this is powerful as frick. This is gonna last for 8 turns. And then what? Does it just end? Well, I met with all 3 of the trials here on these islands, and all of a sudden the giants' heads just appeared in front of me, which is a little bit intimidating, I'm not gonna lie. Oh! Sure, why not? We're gonna get to fight one of them. Weird, it looks like I can only bring along 1 army and my nearby heroes, but not their troops. Huh, okay. Doesn't really matter, I win anyway. Which appears to get me another special artifact. Okay, I was right. So now we have 2 of the 3 that I need. Now I'm gonna book it up to this island over here because it just seems too suspicious. It's not been claimed by anybody, it's unique in its appearance, it's gotta be special. And there we go, the Cosmic Conclave is complete, and that's it. Nothing new happens there, huh? Okay. Well, I've already gained the maximum level of allegiance with these guys. So is that it? There's nothing new to do with you? Aw. All right, I've arrived at this island. There is nothing new and exciting here. Uh-oh. It would appear that maybe I've been barking up the wrong tree, and I have no idea where to find the final artifact. Okay, well, in that case, I suppose I'll just have to finish this game the old-fashioned way. And that will be through a very simple score victory, by which none of the other players were even close. Not exactly what I was envisioning, but hey, if it works, it works. Do I want to ascend my giant to my pantheon? Sure, why not? There's always room for more. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any new content in this pantheon with this DLC, so no unique giant upgrades for me. Well, overall, that was a very successful game for me. Could have ended it a lot sooner, but I wanted to find out what was going to be new with all the extra giant content. The new map is certainly cool with a lot of different objectives that you can pursue for sure. As for the giants themselves, they seem pretty darn solid, to be honest. The extra forge abilities and elemental abilities end up being really good. May not be quite as combat heavy as perhaps a dragon, but you know, can't really go wrong with heaving a giant rock at people. It's a very simple way of dealing with your problems, but it's very effective. If you guys would like to learn more about the new Giant Kings DLC, there will be a link in the description down below. Otherwise, I would like to thank you all very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.